Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Scoping out your ride here.
Got everything lined out.
Number 2, and then here's my rig here. We're getting ready to go. I'm back home in the desert area of eastern Washington, putting the finishing touches on the Oregon Coast video. Can you give me some feedback? I put the animated maps at the beginning of each day's ride to show where we're going to be going that day. Please give me some comments on what you think of those maps. We set out on this journey to conquer the entire Oregon coast by bike in 4 days. That's over 370 miles of pure Oregon coast Pacific Ocean magic. Me and 2 friends took this ride together. Here's how it went down. Our adventure starts at the RV park at the bridge in Chinook, Washington on US Highway 101. From there we cross the historic 4-mile-long Astoria Megler Bridge over the Columbia River. Not real bicycle friendly, but the drivers were pretty kind in giving us some room. Okay, we're going across the Megler Bridge from Washington to Astoria, Oregon. A very narrow shoulder. So far, the traffic has been pretty respectful. After a few blocks in Astoria, we cross Neawanna Bay Bridge, which is a vertical lift bridge so water traffic can go under. After we got over that second bridge, we got an actual bike lane here, so things are looking better. On the west side of the bridge is the town of Warrenton. Neawanna Creek is between Gearhart and Seaside. We're climbing a pretty good hill, almost to Cannon Beach. I think the hill is about 500 feet elevation gain.
Hello, Paul.
How are we doing back here?
Hey, we're doing good. Nice little climb here. Weather's perfect.
Cannon Beach is home to the iconic Haystack Rock. Several climbs today, each of them about 500 feet. The reward is the beautiful view at the top. There are a few tunnels along our route. This first one is the Arch Cape Tunnel, nearly 1,300 feet long, built in the 1930s. It's near Manzanita. Each tunnel has a button we can push to light up warning signs. So this is my view here. This is Nehalem Bay here. It's kind of south of Cannon Beach, and we're about 18 miles from Tillamook. Stopped for a nice lunch there at Nehalem Bay, and we're cruising along 101. Right now going through Rockaway. Along the highway is the old Hammond Lumbar Company Smokestack in Garibaldi. The 200-foot tall structure was built to lift smoke from the sawmill to help keep the town from choking. It's one of the tallest man-made structures on the Oregon coast. Tillamook is home to a dairy co-op owned by farmers producing cheese, ice cream, and many other dairy products. Of course, you need cows to run a dairy company, and you see them around the country. We got off Highway 101 and rode a scenic route around Tillamook Bay. We weren't really prepared for the 12% grade climb. All right, I showed you that sign, and we're climbing a 12% grade. So, I probably won't have much wind to talk to you, but we're getting there. Okay, we're still climbing. Still making it up this steep hill. Heading toward Cape Lookout Campground. It's a bear of a climb, but we're getting there.
Woo! What a climb! Woo! Yeah, baby!
Down the hill is the community of Oceanside with this unusually steep driveway. The beauty is hard to describe all along the coast. We arrived to Cape Lookout Campground around 8:30 in the evening. The quiet campground features lockers with USB chargers and individual biker-hiker camp spots among the trees, close to the beach.
We can take whatever spot we want. Well, this has been a good route. I like this kind of route anyway. Much less traffic.
Yeah, we're off the beaten path
I like this.
for a little bit. On day 2, right away, we start climbing through the mist. As we headed inland a little bit, we rode through an area called Sand Lake. Okay, we got another climb under our belt, and we see a favorable sign ahead. Downhill, always nice. Now we entered Lincoln City, where my wife has an awesome lunch waiting for us. Lincoln City's Dee River is touted as the world's shortest river. Just gonna get a good view along here. We are getting off of the 101 and we're heading on the Otter Crest Loop. So it'll be nice to be away from the traffic. And we get to go see Devil's Punch Bowl. The one-way road on Otter Crest Loop is washed out in places. Here's Devil's Punch Bowl with its churning waters. Out in the ocean is Otter Rock. Moe's Restaurant is famous for seafood and clam chowder.
This is one of the most beautiful areas to ride. When you have the ocean right along beside of you. This is between Lincoln City and Newport. This is really nice. We're riding through Newport, kind of the vacation home slash residential area, and we get to bypass the 101 highway that goes right through town, which is busy, and then we avoid the traffic, but we still have to cross the bridge, and that'll be interesting. Coming right up.
In Newport, the Yaquina Bay Lighthouse was closed for renovation. Cocooned in plastic, it was built in 1871.
The lighthouse.
The Yaquina Bay Bridge opened in 1936 and cost $1.3 million to build. The Art Deco style was designed by Condi McCullough. The bridge is 3,260 feet long and about 250 feet above the sea at its highest point. The Alsea Bay Bridge is near Waldport. It's a concrete arch bridge and was completed in 1991. It replaced the original bridge, which opened in 1936. The bridge is 2,910 feet in length and cost $42 million to build. The Cape Perpetua Bridge is a half viaduct bridge over a chasm in the coast looking over the Cape Perpetua Scenic area with rugged coastline views. The 10-Mile Creek Bridge is near Yachats, another Condi McCullough designed bridge. How many miles today?
Well, over 100.5 right now. It'll probably be 101.
There's a nice restroom right next to the hiker-biker camp area at our campsite with power for charging and clean, warm showers. That could be. Day 3 starts with a climb and some morning mist. Right away, we enter the Cape Creek Tunnel. This is a 700-foot-long narrow tunnel which was built as part of the project done in the 1930s called the $1 Million Mile. We pedal past the famous Sea Lion Caves tourist attraction in the mist. Here we cross the Siuslaw River Bridge, another Conde McCullough design structure built in the 1930s. The Art Deco style bridge is 1,568 feet long and cost $527,000 to build.
We are in Florence, driving through town now. Had a quick pit stop at McDonald's for breakfast. And Florence, pretty famous for their sand dunes. Lots of dune buggies, ATVs, side-by-sides, playing on the sand dunes.
The sand dunes are right up to the edge of the highway.
I guess climbing is just part of the trip. Multiple climbs every day. We've had between 4,000 and 5,000 feet of climbing the first 2 days. We'll see how today goes.
The Fred Wahl Marine Construction shipyard is near Reedsport. They build fishing boats, tugboats, and they do ship repair. The Umpqua River Bridge is a 2,200-foot-long swing-span bridge. It's another Conde McCullough design structure built in the 1930s. It cost about $511,000 to build.
What sign?
Ice cream.
Oh. Another climb coming out of Coos Bay. I think we're feeling kind of fatigued from yesterday's 101-mile jaunt. Plus the temperature is creeping up there, about 76 degrees. Sun is shining down. So it'll be our warmest day so far. Whew.
The Coquille River Lighthouse, or Bandon Light as it's known, was first lit in 1896 with a Fresnel lens. It was shut down in 1939 and an automatic light was put in on the south jetty. Bullards Bridge is a vertical lift bridge across the Coquille River. The 700-foot bridge opened in 1954, replacing a ferry across the river.
Lovely.
In Bandon, Oregon, and beyond, we notice some eclectic ideas and artwork. Like this seahorse unicorn. Or how about a bicycle fence? Or this mythical creation. There are several cranberry bogs that get filled with water to float the berries for harvest. There's an ocean spray factory in town as well. We came to the town of Langlois, Oregon, which is world famous. It's not clear why Langlois is world famous. Maybe the antiques? Maybe knife sharpening. Maybe coffee. If you know, please write something in the comments.
Onward. This is just beautiful. We get a sunshiny part of the day. About 75 degrees. Light breeze coming off of the ocean. And look at the scenery. Tough to beat.
The Isaac Lee Patterson Bridge is a nearly 2,000-foot-long concrete arch bridge over the Rogue River leading into Gold Beach. As with many Art Deco Oregon coast bridges, this was designed by Condi McCullough with some unique engineering techniques to allow for concrete shrinkage. It cost almost $600,000. It opened in 1931. In Gold Beach is the Mary D. Hume Steamer. It was built in 1881. It was used as a whaler in Alaska. It hauled freight along the west coast, and it also served as a tugboat. It sunk here in 1985 and was left here since then.
All right, we took a little break in Gold Beach. Saw the old shipwreck there. Now we're on our way to Brookings, about 29 miles to go. We got some climbs along our way.
Almost there.
The coast near Brookings is stunning. As we enter Brookings, there's the South Coast Lumber Company, a community fixture since the 1950s. This journey was so beautiful. After nearly 400 miles and 18,600 feet of climbing,
There she is.
and unforgettable scenery, we marvel at this epic adventure.
Yeah,
Till next time.
we did it.